Right, we will move on to the next thing, and this pertains to you.
You know something, James?
Yes.
Listen.
Yes.
You need to be a little more serious when we do this podcast because
Absolutely
fans
not.
listen to this. Fans listen to this to get information and to be entertained. But yet you're saying, I don't know. Go ahead. Continue.
You said you would turn up in a wrestling mask to the sentencing.
But you laughed. See, you encouraged me to do that. So you encouraged my behavior.
Are we saying we're bad for each other? Is that basically what you're saying?
Okay, read your next subject.
Next one pertains to you. Father James Mitchell recently gave an interview to Wrestling News. Very brief. They went with Dutch Mantell, they being WWE, to do the We the People thing. I wouldn't have fit. I couldn't do what Dutch did. That's kind of getting into a political thing and whatnot. So there was a rumour out there that James Mitchell was actually originally considered to manage Jack Swagger. Have you ever heard this before?
Never heard it. And Jim wouldn't have been good at this anyway. Jim's a dark, brooding figure. He's like a priest, a priest who's on the dark side. He plays, and he has that Oxbaker eyebrow that he turns up like that. And great talker, though. Great talker. But as far as rallying people, I don't think his interviews are not geared that way. His interviews are geared the other way. Could he have been considered? Yes, he probably could. They were looking for a voice for Jack, and they did try some different people, but they didn't have the same tone. Me being a veteran and me kind of doing that All-American thing before, not like the Jim Duggan All-American thing, but Vince heard me the first day and says, hire him, pal. And that's what he did.
Do you know any other name? Right, so I think originally, was it Bunkhouse Buck who turned up like
Bunkhouse
a week or two
Buck.
before? Yeah.
Yeah.
And
they
he couldn't
tried
talk.
him. He couldn't talk. Robert Fuller, he could talk, but again, the style didn't fit. And James Mitchell, I don't think he fit either. And even James agrees with me. So and I don't know who else they tried out. They didn't tell me. I don't care, but
I'd like if it was Jim Mitchell and then Jack Swagger as like a satanic altar boy kind of thing. Do you think that'd work?
See, you're taking a gimmick, you're taking the idea, and you're already. This is the way creative works. All of a sudden, you take the original idea, and all of a sudden, you just change the whole thing into a dark, brooding, some kind of ideological concept.
Is that what
yours.
Disco Inferno would do?
Oh yeah, he'd do that. Disco Inferno, I love him to death. He was on the creative in TNA for about 2 weeks. He walked in one day after we'd been there 2 hours, 3 hours. I'm about ready to pull my hair out. Jeff was checking the bullets in his gun. Vince was all messed up, mad, or whatever. And here comes Disco in, and he says, we laid it out for him. He says, I don't like it. I said, get the F out of here, God damn it. And I was throwing shit. Then I came back in. He said, hey, I didn't mean to piss you off. I said, I know. It's not you. It's the process. This process is killing me. I don't give a crap what it is, guys. Decide which way you want to go, and let's go with it. Because so many things were flying off the walls. I think we were missing the whole point most of the time anyway. So we'd have a center point, and then we'd work all the way around it to get to the other side, and then work our way back to where we were. It's like an hour of talk, and nothing would be accomplished.
Why wasn't Jim Mitchell ever picked up by WWE? Because I
don't know.
Because he had a great character, great talker,
sure did.
A niche character in the sense that you can't put him with just anyone. But is it just Vince hates managers?
Is that how you say that word?
No, here it is. You say niche, I think.
Yeah, niche.
Yeah.
And how do you say it? Niche.
Niche was French, isn't it? That's how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I think Vince got off managers for a while. And then when he kind of got back on them, maybe he didn't like Jim's presentation. But he had to know what Jim was before, because Vince kept up on this. He kept looking at these characters in different territories, and because he was looking at them as a way for how could he take this character and make it work for him, make it work for WWE. So, and Bunkhouse Buck, he wasn't a good talker. And they had brought him in before as, I think, as Jack's father.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think they had brought him in and it didn't quite work. And so when they brought me in, they told me the story. I said, well, I got to explain why I'm here. What if I knew Jack when he was a kid? And I was in Nam with his daddy, and now I can help his son. So they said, yeah, that's good. So I actually tied my connection in with Jimmy and Jack, and as family. I kind of tied it in there, and they just left it. So that was partly my job. So, but I'm glad they picked me. I enjoyed my time there, and we could have done so much more.
Tell me about it.
But they pulled me out to manage Alberto Del Rio. That was a bomb waiting to drop.
We
and it exploded halfway down, and it was a dud.